we're back. Welcome back,
Hello.
T from Aruba.
Oh no, don't mention that, y'all. Don't mention
Aruba.
that. We just back. Where from, it doesn't even matter. We're back. Hi, friend. How are you?
What was the weather in Aruba? I'm good. How are you? What was the weather in Aruba? Was it at least
Hot as
nice?
hell.
Like
Hot.
non-enjoyable hot? Like more
None
than
enjoy
90?
not I mean, Aruba always has a breeze. That's a good
Okay.
thing. Aruba always has a breeze, but it is always really hot there. We're talking like you want to go outside first thing in the morning for a run, you better go at about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, maybe 7. Anytime after that, there is no point of like trying to go out there and exercise. Like it's hot. Like if I lived there, I just walk around in a swimsuit and a cover up every day, all day. I'd never end up switching over to regular clothes. I don't know how do people do it there.
Island life. I
Island
believe
life.
I belong on somebody's island because I hate being cold with a passion. I'm cold right now. Some of you are drinking this tea. I don't like a little bit of frost on my skin. I can't take it. Well,
Well, I'll drop you off to Aruba when
next
you want to
time, beam
go.
me up, friend.
I would have gladly traded places with you. Come on over here. Get dropped off in Aruba.
Oh my
Take
gosh.
me back to the shy.
Welcome back. It's been crazy. It sounds so crazy telling somebody welcome back to America in these times.
In these times,
In
yeah.
these times. I'm having ovulation cramps.
Oh,
Have you ever been taken?
wait.
This is a new era for me. I never had. So basically, I'm suffering every phase of the cycle. Like I get no relief because these cramps feel just as bad, if not a little bit worse, than
Yeah,
your regular menstrual cramps.
yeah.
The
Your
point where you're
ovary
just
cramp.
like, just being like, do I need to go check to see if it's time to put a tampon in or something? Like, no, it's just to be a
I've
woman.
not had those in a while, in a long while. Not felt it in a long while.
Being a girl.
It's a
Being a
lot.
girl. Well, we missed you, and because we missed you so much, and they had to play Somebody Said instead of you. And so I know that they are also glad to have you back so that we can get into
Somebody,
Somebody's
so I can bomb this
Said.
game. Okay, yes.
Uh-oh, where'd you go? There you go, friend. Okay. I keep losing you. Hold on a second. There we go. I just don't understand why it keeps flipping me here. Here, we're going to go like this because we are going to do Somebody Said, a trivia game. Where I give T a quote or a song lyric or a vibe, a mood, a feeling, and she just has to attribute it to the person that I'm thinking in my
A
head.
random thought from the air she gonna give me, y'all.
Basically. So are you ready for the first one?
Let's
Okay.
see.
Somebody said, stiff wig, soft life.
Give me a clue.
A clue is the wig recently made a public appearance.
It's wig.
Okay. All right. Long enough.
I'm lost.
The correct answer is Megan Thee Stallion. Now, y'all know Megan Thee Stallion is super duper in love with her boo thing. What is his name? Clay Thompson, Clay Thomas.
She
Y'all.
ain't never had a stiff wig.
Well, they say she went to the game and at that game's, her first appearance there in courtside, supporting her boo Clay Thompson. She put on a hard wig. Okay, that's what the girls are saying. They're calling it a hard wig. This is the wig right here. I I don't. I would have not blinked about it if y'all would have not said nothing. Um, but apparently her regular stylist was not available, and he said something about she slapped that on. Okay. He called it her Party City wig. Okay. Of
Wait, what?
course, yes. Meg has taken this all in stride. She actually posted this to her TikTok, showing her walking into her soft era with that Harwick. I don't think it looked bad. I don't think it looks that
I'm
bad.
confused as to what the people are saying. I
That's what
don't.
people listen. That's what the people had said about Megan in her wig.
Let me
So
see.
okay,
Let me see.
I think the part was just a little
Okay,
bit.
I see what they are actually saying.
Okay, you
All
see it
right.
is better. You see the
Yeah.
visual. Okay,
It's
all
the
right.
hump. It's the
It's just a
hump
little.
that's up.
It was a little,
It's the hump.
but she was
All
still
she had to when
serving.
you look, here's the note for those that are listening. When
Mm-hmm.
you got a bad wig on, but it's cute like everywhere else, but you just can't get it right up here, please just throw on a cute hat. Okay?
Yeah, or a little scarf or something. Yeah,
A little
she had a
scarf,
ball game. She
make
just
it a
should have
fashion.
had a. She just should have had a dead hat on, like
Yeah,
a basketball cap
little
on.
baseball
Okay.
cap,
Yeah. Yep.
bucket
Okay.
hat,
Next
something.
one. Next one. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Somebody
Oh, I
said
got it right.
you did. You got it. What? No, you didn't get it right because you didn't guess Megan.
I heard the sound. I said I
That's
got
next
it right.
clue. Next clue. Snoring loud in a thong.
What's give me a clue?
These are go one of your four that you was guessing before you left.
Cardi B.
No. All right. The correct answer is JT. Okay.
I
JT
never got that.
is still fighting with Santana. She took to one of them spaces. I don't know, Twitter spaces, TikTok spaces. I don't know, child. Went to one of them spaces to let the people know that she doesn't even know what Santana's even talking about in regards to her. She hasn't seen him in years. And when she did see him last, he was sleeping on her couch, snoring in a thong. So that was Snoring in a Thong by JT. All right, let's go to the next one.
If these people don't take us out the group chat,
No, they keep bringing us in the group chat into the spaces. Okay. My favorite book is the Encyclopedia.
Mariah Carey.
That was it's wrong, but that's a
Wrong?
good. I can see the vision. I can see even Mariah being maybe like a thesaurus. Like I just think whatever. The correct answer is Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina Carpenter actually took to SNL to host last night, and she also was a performer. And in her SNL monologue, she says that her favorite book is the Encyclopedia because it's so big and so hard. Sabrina was really spicy on SNL last night. She
Okay.
she performed in her undies, but it was given like remember that scene in Adventures in Babysitting when and then he kissed me and then she's dancing all
Yeah,
around her room with that
yeah,
hairbrush. That
yeah.
was like that was the creative direction of the whole set. So it was pretty cute. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, somebody said this week she mopping floors. Next week is the fries.
Kanye said that.
Yeah, but
who said it again?
Who said it now?
Oh, was it Dolce?
That was. I like your closeness. Like I like when you get it. It's really great educational guesses.
But it wasn't.
No,
but it wasn't.
The correct answer was Angel Reese. Okay, Angel Reese recently walked down the Victoria's Secret runway, and she was super, super adorable doing that. But she also recently just posted, I don't know where she actually posted this to. I think maybe Twitter. And she's mentioned that back in the day in 2019, she actually was working at Smash Burger. So she said, I really used to work at Smash Burger and now I'm a Victoria's Secret model. And she has a little thing here. It says, I want to go home, but I don't get off until 5 and have practice at 6:30. This is from June 11, 2019. So she says that she used to be broke, clocking in for work, then going to practice, and she's reminiscing on her Smash Burger days. And look at her. Come on, Angel.
I would have never guessed Angel Reese because Angel Reese is rich.
Look at that ambition, baby. Look at her eyes. This week he's on a burgers. Next week is the fries. Yes.
Yeah, she's rich. So I would never hit her in mind.
Well, it also just goes to show, even when she was in practice in 2019, like they're really not giving the female student athletes or the women athletes. They're just like,
yeah, actually,
getting the branding, but yeah, the guys.
And Clark are the ones that reign in this new era of all eyes. Yeah, Caitlin Clark. They are the ones that reign that in. So they're the ones that really causing a carfuncle.
Yes.
I don't think it's carfuckle.
I know. I get
it. Like, putting some waves in the water in terms of how we look at female athletes.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Moving to the next one. Somebody said, I say regular words that are tricky for you. Now, I know you know this one.
I literally just, Mark Lamont Hill.
Yes! You got it, friend. You got it, friend. Mark Lamont Hill. Listen, I don't watch that much the Joe Budden podcast. I catch clips here and there, but we have watched enough to know that we don't understand quite why Mark is within that panel of people in the conversations and spaces with that group of people. And so he got into it with one of the co-hosts. I think his name was Flippy or Jumpy. Don't get me the line, child. And he says, you say a lot of tricky words. And then Mark was like, I say regular words. They get tricky to you. And then they also almost got into a carfuncle. Okay. They also almost got into a carfuncle. Okay. You gotta find somebody to tell you they use regular degular words that you don't understand. You must throw fits. Yeah. I think that's good for somebody said, friend. But what do you think? Like, why is Mark over there? Like, why?
I think he needs to be there. Like, I have the same sentiment. Yeah, I was with everybody else at first. At first, I was with everybody else. I was like, Mark, what the are we doing? Okay. But then I thought to myself, we always talk about meeting self, notes to self, meeting the people where they are. And so he went to meet the people where they are, right? Like when we be trying to get the people out to vote, right? You ever notice how the politicians, they be going, you like, now why you over here? You ain't been here before, right? And we be chastising them, cursing them out. Like, you don't come down here on a regular day. Why are you over here now? Because you want my vote. So that's how I'm thinking of Mark Lamont Hill. Like, he's not going to be able to come out and talk to the young black men if he
Mm-hmm.
wasn't talking to them before. So when it's time to have a conversation with them at some point in the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 years, he's gonna have needed to have been in their space, and more people like Mark Lamont Hill actually needs to be in this space. There's this other guy, his name, he was an athlete. Do you know what I'm talking about? I think his name is Ryan Clark.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
Ryan Clark is an American former football safety, and he's on this podcast with a whole bunch of guys as well. But he is so smart, you
Mm.
know, and the way he talks about women on that podcast, you just be like, now what would we be talking about if he was not here? So I feel like Mark feels that over there on the Joe. But Mark and Blue said this. I don't know if you're familiar with Blue Toulouse when she said this. Mark does what Melissa was supposed to be over there doing. I'm leaving it right there.
I don't think it would have ever been received because that's a woman's voice. To do with
Perhaps
that,
not, but she don't even try. She don't even try.
It's not too much that she can do in a sea of
Perhaps not, but she
those
don't
guys.
even try. It seemed like she just gave up.
They broke it down. They done broke it down, child. All right. Well, that was Somebody Said, guys. Let's move on to our next segment. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'll move on and then we can do it. Let's see. My favorite thing is that all of these segues are messed up because I didn't reset them when okay, so when you were away, Fran.
Child, you just keep mentioning that, huh?
When you were in Aruba.
When I was in Aruba.
I was like, we need a segment title. So I just threw out there because you know how we always talk about like, okay, what are we watching or what's coming out or what are we revisiting on TV? I was like, maybe screen notes.
Screen notes. Okay. Yeah. Like we are directors. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you some screen notes. Okay, so
writer's room, got it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So some screen notes. Listen. Listen, trust me when I say what I'm about to say to you. You ain't gotta watch it. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this new season of Love is Blind. This new season of Love is Blind, US season 9. Go ahead, protect your peace. You ain't gotta watch it. You can skip over it. I'm gonna tell you something that just happened on this show that was so disgusting and disturbing to my soul, to my spirit, as someone who likes food, enjoys food, respects food. Do you hear me?
What they do?
That man right there. He gets partnered with this girl. They're engaged.
Which one?
It don't matter. This ain't the point of the story. And I don't know her name. It ain't important. The important part of the story is they get to their new place. Okay. He takes out a blender. He takes out a piece of He's claimed it was baked. It was given translucent to me. Okay. He threw that breast fillet of chicken into the blender. He didn't douse it with lemonade Crystal Light. Threw some water in that thing, blended it up, and drank it. And gonna turn around and say, this is my all natural protein shake. Bruh, you could have just ate the piece of chicken. Once you threw the Crystal Light on there, it was nothing else natural in it. You could have just ate the piece of chicken and squeezed some fresh lemon juice on it. And so I won't be, I don't care. Okay. I don't care. I saw that and I was like, quite frankly, I've seen enough, perhaps too much. There's this other couple in there. The guy's name is Edmund. I think the girl's name is Khadijah, Calibria, something like that. And he talks about he picks his boogers. He does push-ups and kisses on the floor.
He said he eats his boogers.
Sure. Even
That's what he's. I'm just correcting the record. I just eats, not eats,
He
not
eats
picks.
his boogers, okay? Fit for a wife, how? Y'all are playing on my time, and I don't have time to waste with y'all. I will not be. So you screen note, skip it, skip it, skip it, skip the
Basura,
boo. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry
basura.
about it. Okay. Um, yesterday, my husband was like, let's watch I Know What You Did Last Summer. And I was like super uninterested because I was like, I seen it. I seen it. Whatever we'll be watching it over again. Like, what are we doing? But I watched this new rebooted I Know What You Did Last Summer. It was fine. I mean, it wasn't as good as the original, but it was fine. The important part is after the credits,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Brandy is back.
Really?
They bring back. She's at the end credits. So if they're doing a part 2, the whole storyline is already set up that the killer is coming after Brandy.
Okay.
So Jennifer Love Hewitt is at her door like, girl,
We gotta
listen,
figure
we
this
gotta.
out.
Yes, and Brandy turns to her and says, well, who we gotta F up? And she was like, I knew you would say that. So I'm super excited about those. Have you caught up or watched any of, because I know you've been in Aruba, but have you had a chance to look at, I'm sorry, have you had a chance her eye twitches a little bit every time. Have you actually look at or follow up on any of this Married to Medicine?
I have not. I've not tapped into any of the Bravo shows.
Okay, so I tried to report on it last week. I was like, I miss you so much. I wish you were here because I just wanted you to kind of talk through the housewife to prison pipeline. All right.
There is a housewife to prison pipeline.
The prison pipeline that I just wanted you to shine a little bit more of your perspective of it because I'm okay. Do you think at this point it was so many? It was somebody guided Guides, Teresa Guides, Jadiche. Oh, friend. Okay, it was her. It was Jen Shaw, I believe. It was their husbands, right? I'm missing some people. Do you think that Bravo is like, yo, if you go get locked up, we'll give you like a bonus for your storyline or something? Because like that many people, like think of our friend circle, like ain't none of us been in prison. Ain't none of us served no time. What is the likelihood that all these people are always on TV and going to prison?
And for the ones that haven't gone to prison, many of them have been sued, civilly for, many of them have been accused of insurance fraud. Many of their house burglaries, because so many of them have experienced house burglaries that most of them have been questioned. So I think the pipeline, and then we're looking at what's going on with Kim Zolciak right now and what was going on with her when she was on the show. I think the pipeline is caused by trying to keep up with the Joneses. That's what it's caused by. Because we all know, like, if you know anyone that is a celebrity, close to a celebrity, they don't be having it like that. It's the business people in the back that be having it like that, but none of them actually have it like that. And so they're just trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
And you know what? It's interesting that you're not tuned in because you are usually really, really tapped into
Bravo
shows. Yeah. So it's not even working, I guess. Like we haven't even watched the return of the Grand Dame.
You want to know what? It's just so messy. They've gotten so down in dirt. And I watch all of them.
Yeah, I told them that.
With the exception of Miami. Cause them faces, I can't look them faces, child. They've gotten better in the last couple seasons, but the original faces of Miami, I said, what is going on? What in the body dysmorphia? It was too much going on there. Okay, it's like watching cartoon blow up dolls, whatever. I don't care if I'm offending people. It's bad, and y'all need to accept that it was bad for the Housewives of Miami. But I watch all of them. It's such horror from like the start of it to when they first opened those Orange County behind the gates, because that was the whole point. You were supposed to get a peek. And if we go, this is the funny thing, and this is why I don't understand why people are not just being their authentic selves on these shows. The original Housewives is Orange County. That's the original. Yeah. That's the throwback. When they went behind them gates, everything was going on, okay? It was, people was getting evicted. Okay? People was in loveless marriages. Just all sorts of foolishness was going on. They was in abusive situations. Like, it was all sorts of stuff we witnessed go on behind those, gates of the upper echelon. And now everyone is just trying so hard to hide it. And I'm like, that's what made the show the show. What is going on with y'all just constantly trying to say, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich? Yeah. Like, we're not even in that era of, we're headed into post-capitalism in this country. So I don't even know what y'all doing. So yeah, that's why they keep getting caught up in the mess, because everybody's just, that's why they got all these dumb businesses. I'm starting a candle line. I'm starting a skincare line. Are you an esthetician? Are you a dermatologist? Why am I going to buy skincare from you? Because you went and partnered with someone that gives you facials to then tell me to buy what you put on your face. It just don't be making no sense. They just do dumb stuff. So that's why I be like halfway in and halfway out these days. Yeah. They're also fake. Their marriages are not fake. Authentic. Yeah, nothing is authentic. And I'm like, it'd be so much easier to watch the real of what's going on. Like, even speaking of Potomac, Monique is back, right? Monique, when she was originally on there, I really wanted to believe like her marriage was fine. It was real. As soon as she's on her way off the show, she's getting a divorce. You was up here arguing with these ladies talking about how real and how your marriage was and how they was mad. And it, when you could have sat there and just been like, I don't trust none of y'all. My marriage is not in the best place, but I don't trust none of y'all to talk to because y'all are fake. Right. So you can't sit here and tell me you're so real, but then you turn around. I'm not saying share your business with them, but don't tell the whole wide world like, oh yeah, we're good. We're great. He's amazing. I'm amazing. Our family is amazing. And then you're in Splitsville. Y'all went on the show. We didn't ask you to come on the show. We're not begging you to stay on the show, but if you're going to come on the show, just be real. And they are not real anymore. And it's like, now you playing on my intelligence because I can see the cracks, but you're trying to convince me there are no cracks. That's bizarre. Isn't that bizarre?
See, that's why I stay over there at Love and Hip Hop. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain. Rashida gonna let you know that Kirk ain't ish, and everybody else is gonna let you know that Kirk ain't ish, but they working their stuff out. Okay, and now they've been calling out Yandy for kind of pull that same stunt. Oh, y'all so perfect, y'all this and that. Meanwhile, all the other girls are coming up like, nah, he be in my DMs and her DMs and my niece's DMs, and it is the reality. They ain't faking over there. They ain't fake. Carly Reed is on her 11th marriage and engagement, divorce. 11th, she on her way jail for kicking down somebody's door. Like,
it is what it is. I don't think Mona gonna let them get away with being fake. Okay. Mona gonna dig it out.
Hey, ain't no prisoner pipeline over there on Love and Hip Hop. Basketball Wives.
We on our way. We on our way.
Yeah. I can see the vision for the prison pipeline over there. Okay. Let us get into, I guess, some of these weekly topics that have popped up. Let's see. Girl. This story, I was so kind of confused about it. Okay, so we have in the news this week, Saweetie.
It's not funny.
I'll just read the headlines. It says, this is complex. Saweetie responds to her former associate who is accusing her of being an escort. She says these accusations are deeply disturbing. There is a woman who identified herself as May, claimed to have worked as Saweetie's road manager, and said that she secretly worked as an escort. Saweetie responded and said the recent accusations made about me are false, defamatory, and deeply disturbing. These claims misrepresent the facts and are solely aimed to damage my reputation. This person never managed me. She was simply introduced to me by family. Her motives are now obvious. I'll let the lawyers take it from here. Okay, so let's see if they go into what the accusations were. They say a woman identified herself as May made a series of wild accusations against Saweetie, who claimed that she worked with her as a road manager. She has alleged that Saweetie owes her money and that her rumored relationship with soccer star Jadon Sancho, who currently plays for Aston Villa on loan from Manchester United, is purely for financial gain. May wrote on Instagram, I see you playing internet games. Let me know how you want to play this. I'm either going to receive my money from you, or I can start addressing some of them rumors with TMZ. We spent almost a month in Africa. You should know I wasn't going to let you play me out of some money. So how did y'all get that meant that she was escorted? Let's see. Saweetie friend attempts to expose her by asking her for money. Verbiage like calling Saweetie's new man a client. Oh, a client led to speculation that the friend is a madam. Okay, I guess that's the guy, Jadon Sancho. Yeah, she referred to, okay, so it goes on. May refer to Sancho as a client. That prompted the speculation. She went on and say, instead of paying me, Shell in love with the client and told him not to pay me. I was a road manager with her getting her deals. I was solid to this girl.
So
Well,
but okay.
but we listen. Do we think that Saweetie was an escort? Is an escort? Is out here escorting? Is this girl just lying and hating on her?
I think allegedly, there. I think this is what I think. This is my. I got an echo. My thought process is allegedly. This is my speculation. This is nothing but my speculation.
Okay.
I think these were two friends. And I think that they were like, oh, yeah. You can get this out of, Jadon, and you can get this out of Jadon. And, and if we do it with him, you can do it with this other guy over here that I know. And you ain't got to spend your own. You can do X, Y, and Z. Yeah, let's do this. I think this was two friends simply talking about how they could, get something out of it. Come up, hit a little bit of a lick.
Hit a lick.
And I don't think that it was, I personally don't think it was to the point of quote unquote escorting, right? I think it was to the point of, I don't really like him like this, but we can maybe fly here, fly there on his dime. Or we can buy this or buy that on his dime, even though I'm not feeling him like that. I don't think it was to the point of escort. I think the friend is trying to make something bigger because she has a little bit of information. So I think she's trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. That's what I think. Because what's the actual allegation?
Let me pull up some of these tweets, child. Let's see. Um okay, this one says, "Hey sweetie, I see you playing internet games on Beyonce's internet. Let me know how you want to play this. I'm either gonna receive my money from you, or I can start addressing some of them rumors with TMZ. We spent almost a month in Africa. You should know I wasn't gonna let you play me out some money." And she shares these messages. "My messages to you are blue. Oh, now they back." Then someone says, "What you doing? We should do a big bear trip with good friends, group co-ed. OMG is so nice here. Not even that cold. It's 2 hours from LA." And I guess it's a sweetie because she says, "At the studio, girl, all my friends out of state." And then she later texted, sweetie later texts, "When bitches run it up on Jaden, how much they doing in a weekend?" And so then the person writes in text over the Instagram post, "Sancho, after you done paying and getting tattoos of a hoe you barely know, run me my money. She hates her career, so you came right on time like the trick you are. I just want what y'all owe me." This same friend then goes on to write, "Cocaine, witchcraft, and liquor is one hell of a mix. Send me my bread home record to at Sweetie." And she said, "I tried to be nice. Nice don't get you nowhere."
Oh. So she made the introduction of Sweetie to this soccer player. The
Okay.
friend made the introduction,
Okay.
right?
I believe, yeah,
And
he's alleging.
so allegedly she made the introduction. That's what she's
Mm-hmm.
claiming. And it
Mm-hmm.
to me, this just sounds like you wouldn't even have all that if I wouldn't have made the introduction of you to this man. That's what it really sounds like. Because
Okay.
where's the other clients? Is this the only you can't be an escort one client? Can you or can you? I don't. You get what I'm saying? Because
Okay.
this
She
is more or less
said,
sounding like a little relationship.
somebody named Maurice, Miles underscore Morris, said they want Sanch to lower his wages with Saweetie on his roster. Please be serious. You thought you was getting 180,000 per week pay raise, and then Sweetie asking for her third Birkin bag this week, and it's Wednesday. And
Mm-hmm.
then so the so-called friend writes, "I'll tell a joke, but I ain't never told a lie. I sent you to Dubai because you never balled before and was depressed and looking for a happy life. I took you to London, babes, took you to Nigeria, booked you an Australian tour. I helped this girl so much only for her to play with my money at the end. I'm just missing my money from London. Pay up, cokehead, for I start naming the rest of the husbands you was playing with."
Okay, but
She
that's
didn't
still not giving
It's
escort.
still not giving escort. She then goes on and says, "I want to make one thing clear. I booked her for an appearance to visit the Chelsea Stadium and support the soccer team, as my last post shows. Instead of paying me, she fell in love with the client and told
Jaden.
him not to pay me. I was
Okay.
a road manager with her getting her deals. I was solid to this girl. She got what she wanted and never paid me. Simple. I want my money." Wait, what? "I booked
So
her for an appearance to visit the Chelsea Stadium and support the soccer team, as my last post shows. Instead of paying me, she fell in love with the client and
okay, so
told
she
him
liked the
not to
guy.
pay
Okay.
me.
Okay, so she likes so they're together.
Instead of paying me, she fell in love with the client and told him not to pay
Right.
me.
Meaning maybe the fee that was being charged was an unnecessary or inflated fee because now maybe they were getting over on some of these appearances or people, whether it was a company, a guy, or maybe they were getting over and they were both in it together. I'm speculating here, guys, allegedly. And so she was like, no, I really like this guy. I'm not going to have him pay this fee.
Time out. Let's go backwards.
Okay, go backwards.
I booked her for an appearance to visit the Chelsea Stadium. I'm a legit artist. I'm a legit performer, singer, right, actor, rapper, whatever. And my manager books me for an appearance. That say they booked me to go to the United Center to open up for the Bulls, the Bulls games. My deal would be between myself, my booking fee as an artist, and the management team. Nothing to do with the players. What do you mean?
I don't know.
Instead of paying me, she fell in love with the client. The client can't be Jaden to support the soccer team. It has to be the team. First of all, where are the contracts? Second of all, like, what are we? I will say this is weird. The managing thing, the role managing thing is a little weird because that's not how that works.
It's not.
That's not how that works as a professional.
Here, according to the Daily Loud, in leaked. Well, let me read the whole thing. Saweetie's former road manager is accusing her of secretly working as an escort and finessing wealthy clients. Okay. And leaked text, she claims Saweetie never paid her for setting up an introduction to soccer star Jadon Sancho, who she calls her Mark. So this is the thing. This is what I'm thinking now that we've kind of read through this and went over some of what's available. It's sounding like she's not giving us all the information because she'll implicate herself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what something is afoot, something's missing. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you've been better off not coming out saying anything because now people about to dig into you and see what's going on with you. Because you also, if that's how you make your money, you don't have one client. I would imagine Saweetie is not your only client. And just my speculation, reading the subtext of the text, it just sounds as if you're like, for lack of a better word, you're the one that's pimping people out in the situation.
Yeah, so like she's the middleman. She's the madam.
Yeah, you're the madam of this whole operation you got going on. And it seems like it's your operation and they're just players on the board. And you can switch out the players at any given time. And you're still going to have this operation going on. It's giving Natalie Nunn. That's what it's giving.
It's definitely giving.
Allegedly, it's giving.
It's definitely giving some alleged baddies, Taz Angels type of activity, which a lot of people are saying, "Hey, it doesn't matter that she's out here selling kitty cat." The kitty cat was made to be sold.
It sounds like maybe she was out here doing, but it also sounds like she came across this soccer player and now she really likes him. And all bets, it's sounding like the friend can no longer make any more money with her or off of her. That's what it's sounding like. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, now you grew up. Now you grew up. You don't want to continue what we had going on. You didn't hit the mark. You know what I mean? Like you didn't fell in love with a client, and now where's my money? That's what it sounds like. Oh gosh!
I will say, who can we blame for this? Like, let's just go back to the basics. Do we think that this has always been the inner workings of the music business, because at some point we were getting very, very extremely, unquestionably, undeniably talented musical artists releasing timeless music. Okay. And I don't care what type of music it was, it still would go to this day, whether it was hip hop, whether it was whatever the genre was, right? So it don't have to be soft soul or R&B, but any genre of music used to just really, really be, I can tell that person pays attention to their craft. I could tell that person has a natural gift. And then we just started getting an influx of um, very gorgeous, gorgeous girls, beautiful gowns,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
can't catch the beat on a track,
Not can't catch a beat.
not using or working with a team to come up and craft your own individual sound. You sound copy and paste and derivative of everybody else, one step above maybe like an AI artist, perhaps. Um, who do we blame for this? I would like to send an invoice because we
I
used to have
think
nice
it's
things.
always I think it's always been here.
Mm,
I recall, and this is, I'm sorry, I don't have the sources, but I recall running across something quite a few years ago about actresses. I can't speak directly to singers. This was about actresses in Hollywood having to go on like dates with guys just to have dinner. Not because
mm-hmm,
they wanted to be on a date, but because they
mm-hmm.
wanted to have a meal for the day to eat, and so they would often go on these dates just so they could, so they're in the presence of somebody they don't even want to be in the presence of, just so they can eat. Because we just said, even like when we were talking about the reality TV stars, the Bravo celebrities, where the money
Mm-hmm.
is not moneying like that. The industry is just not what it was a decade ago. And so
Yeah.
a lot of these artists, the money is not pouring in like that. And to your point, the talent is not even there. So why would we even think the money is pouring in like that? And so now you're caught up in this. I'm now a celebrity. People see me. People think I got it like that. I can't just go back to working a 9 to 5. So what do I do? How do I
Yeah.
stay relevant? How do I stay in the mix? How do I stay seen on the scene? You're going to end up in some seedy situations likely.
It just seems like, to your point, actors too. So I'm just gonna do the whole of the entertainment industry,
Mhm.
music, movie, that whole industry seems like just one big nasty cesspool of trafficking and exploitation. Um, because at the end of the day, if you have an artist, you should be vested in the development of that artist. And we always hear about how they don't have like talent development or A&R or any of that for the singers or the music uh artists anymore. Um they just kind of like go out there and just flail around, look beautiful gowns, beautiful
Beautiful
gowns,
gowns.
and
Beautiful
there's like
gowns.
no growth, right? There's no really vested interest in that person's growth, and they just let them crash out. um I We need to put some respect on Beyonce. We won't be having a talent like that for a very long time. I don't know, sweetie. I don't know. You was just out here talking about being on pretty punishment. This is not a good look. I would hurry up and get your lawyers out here and show some receipts or do whatever. It may not even matter. Because like I said, if this is the culture and they just kind of calling you out, it ain't really nothing nobody else can say too heavily, because that means they're all participating in it, right? We just don't know. Um
I would
well,
actually offer, I think most entertainers that have started past a certain point, meaning after a certain point in of the entertainment industry, say the 2020s or the 20 teens, if you don't have those old school connections, if you will, as to how to get me over until I get my next big thing, I really think that a lot of them fall into this. I think that this is a norm. I don't even think this is abnormal. I think it's abnormal for John Q, the public, to know about it. But I would think that this is actually like a norm to get them from A to B.
Yeah.
That's my speculation.
Y'all, let's go on to the next topic. I don't know, sweetie. Saweetie, figure it out. Figure it out. Definitely, y'all need to get some tighter. Where are the legal people with the NDAs? No.
Well, remember, she fired some of her management team. So,
y'all, last night my husband surprised me and was like, let's go to the Brandy and Monica concert. I was like, let's. So I've got my
I love that.
I wanted to go to this concert so. I mean, so. I've been waiting since 1998. I've been waiting since 1998 to see Brandy and Monica.
The boy is mine. The boy is mine.
The boy is mine, and to do this type of, performance together, it definitely should have happened more naturally. And of course, just my luck. When I get there, drama, calamity, if you will. So those of you may know, last night 1 of the Brandy and Monica, The Boy Is Mine tour, Brandy abruptly left the stage. Exit stage left. That's right. You heard it straight from me. Brandy, Moesha, Mitchell, Norwood just up and left the stage, friend. I was confuddled. Confusion, confuddled, and confusion. But let's just go through step by step this concert. First of all, Kelly Rowland was there as one of the opening acts. And Kelly is a real person, y'all. Like, I cannot. She's real. She's got to be like one of the most gorgeous women to have ever walked the planet. And I was so happy to see her. She sang a melody of songs, including some of Destiny's Child's biggest hits. When she did so good, it felt like a Negro spiritual, if you will. It was just such a fun time. The whole concert was really, really fun because they were doing a lot of like throwback 90s music. They bust out Cotton Candy, Sweet as Gold, Let Me See You Tootsie Roll. Like, it was just a time to be had the whole night. So it was good to see Kelly. She also performed what was another one that she did? Oh, she talked about, she was like, listen, I was so scared to tell y'all my business when I wrote my verse for Girl, because that was like my true life, what I was going through right now. But it's been 20 years, so we close enough. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all again. Like, she was just so cute, so adorable. I was like, oh my gosh, Kelly. So she was amazing. And then, y'all, I didn't think this would ever happen to me. When Brandy and Monica came out, I kind of just felt extremely emotional. Okay. Wanted to cry.
Really?
Excuse me, can I please talk to you for a minute? You look kind of familiar. Yeah, you do too.
Oh my God.
I just wanted to know, do you know somebody named? You know his name. Oh yeah, definitely. I know his name. But I just want to let you know that he's mine. No, he's mine.
All right, so my girls came out together. First of all, the looks, a 10. The vocals, a 10. The choreo, they were hitting them. They were hitting them 8 counts, them 16 counts. Okay, they were giving you vocals, choreography, dance, performance, hits, bops. Like it was such a good time, and they were vibing off of each other. It was just so much fun. When they first came out, they were playing off of like that. We're battling, so it kind of felt like a continuation of verses.
Mm-hmm.
And but they were taking turns doing each of their own songs, and it was just so much fun
High
to
energy.
watch. Yes. And then they kept like coming out, changing like their outfits. I guess the look, I don't know if I just why I didn't get the memo. But I guess it was supposed to be like an ode to women wearing like really nice tailored menswear. I randomly was wearing like a pair of black slacks, but I didn't know like that was like the official theme of the night, child.
Mm-hmm. They wanted you
But
to
they
come
had,
menswear.
yeah. So they were doing great. Okay. High energy. We were having
Mm-hmm.
the time of my life. Brandy comes on stage to sing Baby. She gets out
Baby,
there.
baby,
She's
baby.
singing. Sounds great to us. She starts going down there with the dancers. And all of a sudden, she looks to my side of the audience and she says, my sound sounds weird. Now, I'm so into the moment. Here, let me see if I can play it. You hear it? She says, the sound
Yeah,
is weird,
the
y'all.
sound is weird, y'all.
Now, in that moment, I'm so delulu. All I had heard was, sound so good, y'all. I was like, right? She was telling us that we sound so good. Take the chocolate, sound so good. Don't you agree? Like we were having a time. So she just gets right back into it. She still sounds good, still looking good. She's still dancing. So just did this last little shimmy. We don't think nothing's wrong. And we hear her say, the sound is weird, y'all. Okay. So she keeps going. She's still a pro. She's still like knocking it out. She goes to the other end. She's just singing. We're like, we don't think anything's wrong. I think what we figured out is maybe like she was getting some feedback or something just was wrong with her levels in her monitor. But when she was singing to us, it still sounded fine. So she continues to dance. And then at one point, she just flips out of the dance. So she's doing a little shimmy, shimmy. She do shimmy, shimmy. And then as you can see, she just shimmy on. She just pivots. She walks down the stairs. So right
What is
now,
he
she's
saying in the
walking,
mic at that time?
singing.
Okay, she's going over there with the sound people. She's over there with the sound people. No?
Y'all gotta get my.
So she shimmy, shimmy. She's singing. She goes over there to the sound engineers. I'm seated right in front of the sound engineers. And so we see her walk down. Like when I'm first looking at this, because she's still sounding just perfectly fine, I'm thinking, okay, this is a segment where she is about to walk through the crowd because look how close she was to us over there in the crowd. I'm like, oh, that's dope. Oh my God, Brandy's coming down to walk. Delulu. She's coming over here to walk with us. And next thing you know, we see her.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So next thing we know, she is at the soundboard. We hear her say, give me one sec, my mic. That is the last time that we see Brandy Moesha Mitchell for the evening. Okay. They lower the lights after a few moments. We hear them playing like random clips of other parts of the show. So like, we could tell there was just something not right. And it's a few moments later, Monica now comes out and sings her part of the set. And so mind you, they've been switching this whole time. So what I was thinking was, okay, she is simply going to take her
She'll be
turn. We
back.
may have missed one or two of Brandy's songs, but she'll come back and finish the show out while they work out the kinks. No, boo, that's not what happened. Brandy, Ray J's sister, was gone for the night, child.
Not Ray J's
So
Disrespect.
listen, Monica came out. She sang Angel of Mine. And then she sang Angel of Mine. And then she starts to walk into like closer to the edge of the audience. She gives like a speech and she thanks Brandy for allowing her to, share the stage together and have this moment. And she feels so blessed. And she calls her the vocal Bible. She asks the crowd, everybody give it up for Brandy. We love her so much. So everybody's like, yeah, we are still thinking that Brandy is about to come back out. After this moment,
to share the stage with Brandy Norwood. Now I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. It took 27 years to figure out what we were supposed to be. And what I'm realizing is we allowed too many other people in the midst of what was just supposed to be us.
And did.
So, in honor of just the way I feel, as I say thank you to each and every one of you, I want y'all to make some noise all around this room for Brandy, the vocal Bible.
this is when I thought she was going to come back out.
Wait, he said make some noise all around the room for Brandy. What?
The vocal Bible.
Now I say that with love because I know who I am and whose I am. And I'm gonna stand on being the realest and singing this real shit and telling y'all about all this crazy stuff I've been going through in my life. Now that I finally got it right, y'all, I kicked down doors, I accepted calls, I smacked chicks and all kind of shit.
So she then goes into For You I Will. She goes into For You I Will.
Oh, yes.
And then she stands up. She leaves after the performance. And, hey,
that was the show.
The lights, listen, all the lights in the stadium came up. And we were like, y'all got to fix the lights too? Y'all got sound and light issues? Like, what's going on? I don't even think she said goodnight, Chicago.
But she probably wasn't sure at that point.
All right, that was it. Lights was out. Everybody in the audience was so, what I tell you, look at us, confusion. What happened to Brandy? Did we even hear the boys line?
Hey, yo! Y'all better call Sonya or Ray J or somebody better come out here. Ain't no way. They couldn't switch lights?
We have questions. Everybody's face was looking like mine. We were all very stuck and confused.
Dumbfounded.
We didn't know what, when, why us? Why me, Lord? Why us? Now, mind you, these tickets quite pricey. Quite pricey. Okay.
I know. I'm looking at the one for October 25th.
Now, I came home and I was like, listen, let's go on YouTube and see exactly what we missed. And apparently we missed 30 minutes worth of the set. Okay, so the set should have been something like after Brandy sings Baby, she's supposed to then go into Sitting Up in My Room. I didn't get to see Sitting Up in My Room. She then goes into Top of the World. Monica is supposed to come out and sing Just One of Them Days, which I do believe we got earlier in the show. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if they had always known that there was an issue or if they have just been playing around with the set list because it's still super early on the tour, right? And then after Just One of Them Days, they're supposed to go into Angel in Disguise, Angel of Mine, right? Both of the songs have a play on Angel. I didn't get to hear Brandy sing Angel in Disguise. That is one of my all-time favorite Brandy songs of all of time. Then they show a really beautiful video interlude, and it's each of them over the course of their careers interacting with Whitney Houston. And they come out together in their beautiful white ensembles, and they sing Dance with Somebody duet
Whitney Houston
to tribute Whitney Houston. So we missed that, and then that's when they started thanking each other. Like, I'm thankful, like the way Monica was like, I'm thankful to be here with Brandy. We just didn't get a chance to hear Brandy say, I'm thankful to be here with you, Monica. You know, and then after that, Brandy is supposed to sing Have You Ever. Can you imagine going to a Brandy concert and not hearing Have You Ever?
Have you ever loved somebody?
And then after that is when Monica is supposed to come out and sing For You I Will. Then there's another video interlude they're supposed to play that's like a video voiceover of them talking about like the ups and downs and all the struggles and the hurdles that they've gone throughout their career and challenges that they faced, and them being pitted against each other and them deciding to take their power back and come back and do this concert. And then that's when they come out and close with The Boy Is Mine. Somebody owed me 30 minutes. Somebody owed me 30 minutes worth of show. I don't know who I'm gonna get it from. I don't know if I gotta go find Ray J. I don't know who is it? Sonia? Like, is it the management? Like, who is it? The venue? Who giving me this last 30 minutes? Imagine going to a headlining show called The Boy Is Mine and not hearing the song The Boy Is Mine be played. Have we not suffered enough as a people? Have we not suffered enough? Now, when I got home, mind you, everybody was online like, oh my gosh, Brandy's so unprofessional, or oh, she got rushed to the hospital, she's sick. It was like all this speculation. Brandy has since put out a statement. Let me see if I can pull it up because my internet is acting crazy right now. Share my screen. Share my world. All right, so Brandy did come out with this statement, and it reads, to my dear fans in Chicago, thank you all for the overwhelming love, support, and most importantly, your prayers. I sincerely apologize for the abrupt end to last night's performance in Chicago. After weeks of nonstop rehearsals last night, I experienced dehydration and feelings of wanting to faint. Everyone involved agreed that prioritizing my well-being was of the utmost importance. I still made the decision to try and return and give my all despite not feeling okay. With having to make some adjustments and the show being very technical, unfortunately, it was impossible to fully connect sonically with the production. I really appreciate everyone's best efforts. I'm deeply grateful to my sister Monica for stepping up with such grace and professionalism, and the entire crew for their continued care and support. I went from the arena to see a doctor nearby and have taken the proper precautions to help moving forward. Your understanding, patience, and unwavering belief mean the world to me. I look forward to returning to the stage stronger and more grateful than ever alongside my girl Monica tonight in Indianapolis. So she will be continuing with the show this evening. Listen, hey, listen, hey. I'm glad you're okay, Brandy. Uh, I never thought, I didn't even think that she was sick. I really thought that there was just an issue with the sound and somebody needed to get fired. But I do have some notes as they carry on with this tour. Okay. First and foremost, they didn't get on stage until 10:03 p.m. I need them to know they people. Okay. I need you to know your audience. We are peak in our auntie era. You getting on stage at 10 p.m. No. All right. They let their headliners start at like 8 when when their show should be starting at 8 o'clock. Um, so I think moving forward, move the headliners up in rotation. Y'all need to be on stage by 8 o'clock, because these hiccups are in the shows and the venues are not going to stop. But what can happen moving forward is, let's say there is an issue and it needs to be troubleshooted, but it's going to take 15, 20, 25 minutes to fix. At least you have enough padding in your time to have a delay. With them going on so late, we have all these city ordinances, and you can't have a big event like that past a certain time. I think it's probably midnight, without getting like fines. And so, like, it was nothing, but I guess that wasn't even the case. I guess what you're trying to tell me was you just got sick. You got dehydrated. Brandy. Also, as a note, y'all have more than one song together. Why are we as a people forgetting that they have a song called "It All Belongs to Me"?
I love that song. That's one of my faves.
Why are we acting like that song should have been on the set list, and there should have been a moment in the middle of the show where they come out together and they sing "It All Belongs to Me," and then that way it would be more than one song plus the duet with the Whitney tribute that the two of them could have sang together. So those are my notes. Move that show up. Even if this is all, let's say this is all true, and the reason for this is because you're sick. I still heard that Kelly in another city had a lot of tech issues. So you guys need to move this show up. I'm telling you, it's too late. 10 o'clock too late for us. I was exhausted. I was exhausted coming out of there. But it was an amazing show. I don't know. I just feel like I never get a closure with her. I never get closure with Brandy. It feels just like Moesha all over again. This is the same thing that happened when they came up in there, snatched Miles up, and he been kidnapped for 20-some years. Okay, I don't never get no closure. I done waited since 1998 to hear and see y'all perform this song together, and here I am. I still can't hear and see y'all perform this song together.
It sounds to me like, because you read the statement and it says, I was feeling a little dehydrated and felt like I was going to faint. And I did see a doctor near the venue or after leaving the venue or something, right? One thing for sure, two things for certain between Brandy and Monica, we know that there's some sort of medic, someone with a medical background on site, right? So the fact that she had to actually go to a doctor tells me something. The second thing is, whatever the situation was with her, she became hyper aware of what was going on with her body. And because that pivot was a pivot, right? Because you don't need to go down there and talk to the sound engineer. You can say, hold on, audience, wait a minute, hold on. I want y'all to have a good show. Okay. Sound engineer, I'm gonna need you to run this back. Might sound a little messed up. Give it a minute. You don't need to actually physically go down there and talk to them. No, right? We see other folks do it from the stage all the time.
Yeah, they have been talking to them throughout the show and telling them, turn me up or turn me down. Yeah.
I think she herself would have come back. I think her people told her, absolutely not. We're going to get you checked out. And I think she would have likely come back. And she had to trust her people to be like, no, you're a priority. We're getting you to a doctor. What we have learned about the celebrities, that the entertainers that, you know, write the soundtracks to our lives, both in on all sorts of art, you know, is that they don't tell us everything. We be in the dark. Back in 2022, something very similar happened, and we never got to the bottom of that story with her either. A very similar thing happened that TMZ reported on in 2022 of her feeling dehydrated or faint on stage. Possibly the speculation was that it was a seizure. I'm not speaking that over her. That was the rumor at the time. But we never got to the bottom of what that was in 2022. That's the other thing. Another note is, it is as of yesterday, not today, but as of Saturday, okay? It was unseasonably hot, warm in Chicago. We've had a very long summer. They got way too many clothes on. Doing all it is, bouncing around, moving around, because it's already hot here. Then you put all the people in the venue, then you put all the equipment on them. Mm-hmm. Like, they gotta be burning up. And I get it. They look young and, you know, flexible and all of the things. But these are women of a certain age. They look good. Okay. See, Kelly had on the right amount of clothes.
Right.
I'm just saying, for the weather. I had the same concerns when I went to see Usher. I said, now, sir, we love seeing you in this coat. You look real rock star-esque. But don't faint on this stage. Why are you in a whole, like, what is going on? You got a whole goddamn Muppet Man fur. What is going on? Like, I really was concerned. I was really concerned, right? But he's also a man. Like, no offense to us women, but stuff be happening. And so I really do think this was a medical issue on top of the sound stuff, because the last point I want to make is Monica sounded as if she was saying a prayer.
She was very emotional. You can tell she was holding back tears, holding back her cry. She was extremely concerned and worried. We couldn't connect it. We didn't know if she just felt emotional at time about the show coming to fruition and being in that space. But
and see, for us that were not in the room, so we didn't get all of that preliminary energy. We only can see the scene we're looking at.
There's too much of a switch. It was so high. They were not performing. I cannot press upon people. They were not performing like they were not in their prime. Like, I'm telling you, it was given. My knees still got vibranium in it. Like, they were giving 16 counts back to 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 back. It was such a high energy performance that, and you saw it even as she's saying, I'm having, so just think about it, in that moment she's having technical issues and she's not feeling great. If she would have not told us that, we would have not known.
Exactly. And I think that she's gone on like that for a long time. I'm not saying it's a life-threatening illness. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying that there may be possibly something that already exists within her temple, her body, that she is aware of and her team is aware of. And it was best for her in that moment to exit stage left. That's all I'm saying. That's what it feels like. And it feels to me, I wasn't there to witness all of the greatness before. I just see Monica. Monica looked like she was praying when she was giving that to Brandy. Like, make some noise for Brandy. I mean, put Brandy in your good thoughts. You know,
to that point, then do they need to be performing tonight?
They probably should not be performing tonight, but I could see how I went and got checked out by a doctor. They may cut the set. We'll see how tonight's performance goes. And that whole starting later thing, if they had that much technical issue, they probably didn't have a choice in the matter of starting later.
But that was always there. That's how the flow has always been for the other shows as well.
Starting at 10 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's bizarre. That's just not smart. That's just not smart in general, because it's like the circadian rhythm is gonna shut down regardless.
That's all I'm saying. Start that shit a little bit earlier.
If they do have a problem with venues and issues and sound and crew, because what I noticed is the show that's coming back here. So they're gonna go to Indiana, then I think they go to Nashville, and then they're coming back to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
What I noticed about the next Chicago show, they're in a totally different venue. They're at Wintrust.
Oh, I didn't realize they weren't going back to the same venue.
They're not going back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's such a wide window. Always with these shows, every artist that does these type of shows, there's always such an opportunity for you to have tech issues. So I'm just like, give yourself padding to be able to reboot. Because I like when we saw what was it? The Renaissance movie. Like we didn't see that wasn't what happened with our performance, but Beyonce said that she told them it was gonna take like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. She had time to go change and come back and redo all of it. But if she would have been, running over on time, they would have been cutting that set list. They probably still cut that set list towards the back end. So if you just go up earlier, you have time to reboot. If you don't go up early enough, you're going to have to leave. I heard those fines are astronomical.
They're astronomical fines. So I'm not sure what is going on with that. But the mere fact that, like, I need for artists also to become a little, and when I say artists, I mean their teams, to become a little bit smarter in terms of how much you're putting on the artists themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because last night I went to, for example, Kev on stage. I went to see the Bald Brothers do their thing in their comedy show. The couple we were sitting next to drove from Milwaukee to Chicago. So certain shows where you can kind of consolidate, the people are going to come. When we went to the Beyonce concert, I ain't meet too many Chicago. I said, now you the reason why my ticket, you know what I mean? But they will come, especially for a tour like this. It's a once in a lifetime sort of tour. So if you're in Chicago, I personally don't know why you're also then in Indiana. That's too close. You get what I mean? You need.
They were adding shows because they were selling out.
But do 3 nights in one city where people from these neighboring states, where it's maybe a 2 or 3 hour drive for them, can come on a different night versus now y'all got to go set up at all these different venues. Do you see what I'm saying?
All I know is somebody owed me 30 minutes. I don't know who's gonna give me the 30 minutes, but I need
I'm
I
gonna
need
try
to
to go
see
next week.
I need the end of the show. I
I'm
need the
really
end of the
gonna
show. I'm
I'm gonna
really
try to go
happy
next week.
that Brandy is okay. Everybody knows I got my Brandy tea. I
I
love
loved
Brandy
it.
down. I love Brandy down.
I love them both. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
try
need
to go next
I
week
love
for
them
sure.
both, but I love Brandy down. So for her to not come back out when I was
It was
like,
devastating.
girl. And it's
Devastating.
my first time seeing her in concert. It's my first time seeing
When
her
that
in
happened,
concert.
wow, you had to be so upset. Yeah, my plan is to I realize I don't even like floor seats. They're not for me.
I
Okay.
had the perfect seat. It was a 100 level seat. I had the perfect view of
Yeah,
the
I'm thinking
entire stage.
this is
Uh,
Wintrust Arena, so I'm probably gonna be in 101 or 103.
mm,
I realize I'm not tall enough for the floor. I'm not tall enough for the floor. I'm going on up there
it was the
with the
perfect
shorties.
seat. I was
I already
having
got
such
my
a good
outfit
time.
picked out.
Oh, it
Okay.
was a good time. It was a time to be had, child.
That
It
time
was
to be
a good
here. I'm sorry, friend. That sucks.
time. Well, let's see what we have time for because I don't think we have time for a lot more. Um, I wanted to get into these protests that happened over the weekend. Let's
Okay, go
see.
for it.
See if the screen allows me to pull it up. We need a segment. We need a segment for a segment name for the politics, the political section. So we've got
Political corner.
mm-hmm. Ghetto over here. That's all I know. All right. So this weekend, all across the nation, but I'll start locally. Um, Here in Chicago, we had the No Kings protest. Let's see if it pops up. Let's see if it pops up. There we go. All right, where more than 100,000 protesters took to the streets downtown on No King's Day. Okay, thousands of demonstrators across the country took to the streets Saturday for No King's Day, which is a nationwide series of protests against the Trump administration. It says that in Chicago, the protesters started around noon, and then at 2 p.m., they left Grant Park and then started marching throughout the city. The crowd was escorted by the police. They say this may have been Chicago's largest demonstration in recent history with a crowd of more than 100,000 protesters. The city officials estimate that 15,000 people were at the first No King. So that is an astronomical expansion of people. Ava Cahill, who's a protester, said the numbers matter. When it's a bigger crowd, it makes more of an impact. The demonstrators are basically rallying against Trump's administration's action, including the mass deportations and the deploying the federal troops into U.S. cities. Organizers say that the purpose behind No King's Day is to oppose what they call illegal and unnecessary attacks against their neighbors. As you know, ICE has been causing mayhem, calamity, and chaos. Especially here in Chicago, they've detained more than 1,500 people. They don't care if they're citizens or not, to be very honest with you. Someone says they've seen children terrified that their parents are not going to be there when they get home after school, which is very possible. And they're terrified that their family members are going to be dragged away. I am really, really proud of the amount of people that came out. And then so across the nation, where even more protests took place. I think just overall period, this was one of our nation's biggest
Yeah, it's the largest in modern history for sure.
Wow. Let's see what I can pull up from NBC. So they say nationwide, um, organizers said nearly 7 million people turned out. Wow. More than 2,700 pro democracy, no king rallies were held nationwide yesterday, from major cities to small rural towns. And the organizers emphasized that the events will be peaceful, which they were. And it was a direct response to Republican and Trump administration claims that the protests could be unsafe. Okay. So they framed the marches as patriotic, a defense of free speech, while critics called them un-American. I will point out that I've seen some conversation online of people saying like these are just like ineffective facade, controlled, organized protests. And I have to disagree. I think that optics are extremely important when we are talking about, first of all, this president. Like, he loves to be glorified and he loves to be praised. He does not like all of the nation gathering against him in opposition of him in any way. So if no other reason other than to hurt his little fifis, it's been effective. But the optics of having so many people come out is like step one of saying, hey, we do not agree with your policies. We do not agree with what you are putting out in this administration. And then the messaging and the call to actions will come and follow afterward. But it's important to show just how many people are in support of being in opposition to his regime. And so I think, I don't know, I think we got to get out of this nitpicking every little movement and every little thing and just, causing all these inside conflicts and just stay focused. And so, yes, I think this was effective. It also was a great way to show the world optically that no matter what you may hear this president say, these are not unhinged protesters taking the streets, burning the streets down, being violent, and so that when he tries to, enact martial law or anything else, it's justified. Like, this was perfectly set up to show that this is the exact opposite and that this is an attack on our right to assemble and our free speech. And so I think this is a great first step of kind of like putting the power back to the people. What are your thoughts on the No King's Day, the protest, what you've seen, what you've heard? What's that look about?
My thought process is a bit duplicitous.
Okay.
On one hand, I totally agree with everything you've just put forth in terms of, people got out there is opposite of everything that this administration is saying. And the mere fact that this happened nationwide and each city had like its largest numbers of turnout.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome. Amazing. But then my very next thought is, why does bad always get to happen before the people decide that they want to be involved in a democracy? Why are we never trying to protect the democracy before the democracy is under attack? That's annoying. Like, it's like trying to cure the cancer after you've been diagnosed. The prognosis you've been given is horrible. It's not good. Okay. And all of the medication available is not very helpful. But now you ready to go ahead and clean up your diet and start fighting this disease in your body. That's how I feel about Americans. Like, in all seriousness. I tell you this all the time. I worked in politics to get people interested in actual policy. To get people interested in actual policy. And we always did our stuff local first. Everything was local. So we had to get organized, and 9 times out of 10 areas that were quote unquote purple, and just move the margin. We were never moving this many people. It was never 10,000 people that we were trying to move. We were moving votes up to the something like maybe up to a couple thousand. It was never major numbers that we were getting people interested. And it was the same people who were always interested and always willing to listen to what it is we had to say and to offer them information on what candidates had to offer them as it related to policy and where their current county or state was on a policy and what this politician was going to do. People, in my opinion, are still not interested. They're in the fight because it's this side versus that side, but they're not really in the fight. So I guess on one hand, great, people are turning out, but are they turning up? And what I mean by turning up is, are you paying attention to the details? I just feel like we're at that place, when your friend got into a fight in the schoolyard and you was like, hold on, wait a minute. You not finna talk to my friend like you don't even know what they fighting about, but you got in the fight. You know what I'm saying? But you running up last minute when you saw your friend earlier that day had a problem with this person and you ain't had nothing to say. But now that it's a physical, you want to get in it. I'm annoyed to some level with this, if that makes sense. Happy seeing it happen, but it's just like that woman. I don't care if you like her. I don't care if you don't like her silk press. I don't care if you don't like her strilly voice. I don't care. She told you everything play by play, and you didn't stop to think. She has more insight and access to records and details than I do. Maybe I should listen to her. Everything that woman said then came true. Every single thing.
Kamala Harris, like I know, which is why we have this show. Nobody listens to us.
Nobody listens.
Notes. We know objectively, factually, that United States has one of the lowest turnouts for voters in a free democracy. Allegedly. Wow. And then we also know that it's just human nature that people don't care, get complacent, are not concerned, or there's no urgency, there's no any of that spark until it gets on people's doors. And I think that's why Black women, Black people specifically, but especially 92%, we're always so plugged in because we always have a fire lip under us. Like we're always facing these issues, but these other groups of people, these other minorities, other people of color, white people, liberals, like even some conservatives, none of this stuff matters to them because when I tell you they don't face the stuff that we face every single day and they don't see how stuff connects. And I think now is not the time, but there does need to be a time and there needs to be a space of reflection of how do we get here? What can we do moving forward so that we're not in this position as a country ever again? This simply won't do. This simply won't work. Because when we do this, what we do, when everybody just like goes about mosey on, do what they got going on, you get a dictator. You get a cult leader. You get a cult leader.
We gonna pull ourselves out of this in the next 2 to 4 years, and we gonna be right back here in
Maybe.
12. We gonna
Maybe.
be right back here in 12 years. And I don't mean to sound pessimistic. We're still not getting to the real issues. We're not getting to those. There are still too many uneducated, undereducated, misinformed, uninformed people that just don't want, they're not interested. The
But
interest,
that's also by design.
it's also by design.
That's also by design. So it's just until we get touch and agree that we cannot have uneducated voters that are not informed about the process and how it impacts them. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to fix it because it is really, really fucked up.
It's
It
education.
really,
That's what
it really
is.
is fucked up. But there's we're some of these red states are number 49, number 50, number 48, number 47 in education. Like, all of that is by design. That's why they have that cult leader who's a community college dropout. Like, that's what they want. That's what they want.
Need for leaders that we lean into to start saying that loud I need them to say that over and over again about these red states being so low in education. And we pay all this money. The blue states are paying all their money into the red states. It's a level of insanity that is just, it's like we're experiencing collective narcissism, from this administration. Just, I think what's happening is not happening.
To your very valid point, and how we probably got into a lot of this mess outside of racism. It's the lack of clear, concise, targeted, strong messaging. Stop trying to be holding yourself on this pedestal and be the party of decorum. Decorum gone. Decorum is gone. Okay? Just give it to the people straight, no chaser. All right? Where are we? What is the state of things? What needs to be done? What's under attack? What will you lose if you don't act this way? And it's gonna register with more people than you trying to talk in pretty words or trying to take the high road or trying to say, oh, well, that other side is this, that, and that. No. You tried it. It didn't work. Please, somebody get with the messaging. That's the next call to action. Before you can do a call to action, we need to be one band, one sound on what the messaging is.
And that's the other thing too, really quickly. What were the demands?
There can't be, this wasn't about demands. This was about optics to me. To me, this was a step one. This was a step one of how to show force. Next step will be, with a refined message, go out there with your demands. But you cannot, I think this was just like a really like, let's just show that we are not in agreement with his policies. Let's just show them. Let's just show the world. This was not, and I don't think it needed to be. I think it did what it needed to do. But moving forward, after this, there needs to be call to action. But how can you have a call to action if there are no clear messaging? You can't. The marketing of it all, you can't. You have to have your message. You have to have your messaging. You have to have your messaging. I think they're just pretty much trying to say we're not okay with the troops. We're not in support of the troops. We're not in support of ICE. But there needs to be demands.
You know what he did immediately after? Do you know what that man did immediately after? He made an AI video.
Put it of him shitting on the people.
Shitting on the protests. Shitting on American citizens from a plane.
That is in itself a win. Because you were bothered. Your little fifis were hurt, weren't they? His little fifis were hurt. When you're dealing with a malignant narcissist. Hey, a win is a win. A win is a win. Okay. Let's go into our closing. Well, do we have time for quick notes? Let's see, a few quick notes. We're gonna make these as quick as possible. All right. So quick note. Child. Nicki Minaj announced that she is no longer going to be releasing her not anticipated at all album. She tells fans, I hope you're happy now. And she tagged Jay-Z. Any quick notes for Nicki Minaj, who's no longer dropping her album or making any music? I guess she's retiring, perhaps, perchance. Child, I don't know.
I need for her to get over whatever obsession she has with Rock Nation or Jay-Z or whatever they wronged her or whatever. Take it to court, put it in a civil lawsuit, and be done with it that way. Like,
Yeah.
all of this back and forth. Like, if you're gonna do something, do something. Hit that man in Rock Nation in the pockets. All of this back and forth on the internet is so childish. And okay, girl, just I need her to find a really, 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 and I'm not saying this facetiously, I'm saying this seriously. Find a really good therapist, okay? And take 2 years off. Take a good 2 years off. Go on hiatus, come back, give people a chance to miss you.
Prince Andrew gave up his royal titles. Something to do about Epstein files, name being in it, child. Any notes for the no longer royal Prince Andrew?
How bad does it have to be that he gave it up himself? How bad, how deep does the rabbit hole go? Do we even want to know? It's got to be bad. That's my note. It's got to be bad.
Eddie Winslow is, I guess, apparently in jail for being behind on his child support. He is representing himself.
Harry.
Yeah, Eddie Winslow. So, do you have any notes for Eddie Winslow as he takes on this initiative as his own self-appointed representation in court against his delayed child support payments?
That man also needs a really great therapist. He's been dealing with a lot of demons. I need him to go and deal with it, face himself, because he's really running. He can had too many problems. He's running from himself. He stays in the news too much for a man that we ain't seen on TV in years. Okay? Always in the news for the wrong reasons.
Wrong road.
He too needs a therapist.
Wrong road.
As soon as we can afford one, go get one.
Last but not least, last week we lost Diane Keaton. This week we lost D'Angelo. The names start with the D, but it's not the person we have been asking to be taken up out of here. Any notes on the passing of D'Angelo, musical prodigy, played
Rest
every
in
instrument.
peace, first of all, to Diane Keaton. She gave us great art, great laughs. First Wives Club is one of my favorite movies to watch in the middle of winter. I always watch that movie every single year in the middle of winter. It is so comforting. And to D'Angelo's loved ones, family, fans, I'm one of the fans. His duet, this is my favorite duet of all time. Nothing Even Matters with Lauryn Hill. If y'all ask me how many times I've listened to that song in my lifetime, I do not know. Okay? I do not know. That song did not work anymore on that Miseducation CD. But rest in peace to that man. He made magical music, if you ask me. That's my vibe. Like that vibe, that neo soul vibe. I live there. I vibe there. Condolences to his son, to him and Angie Stone's son.
Yeah, he lost both of his parents in such a short period of time. Yeah, span of time.
Yeah, that's really, really sad.
I believe D'Angelo also has a young daughter. So definitely condolences.
But a legend. Man.
And I'm glad that people are rediscovering him. Like I hate that happens after we lose a person, but because I didn't know that he played. If I knew it, I forgot it. I didn't remember that he played and taught himself to play like almost every instrument, if not all
like every instrument.
just like Prince. So we always hear that be attached to Prince, but I don't remember a moment where that. Yep. So
and really quickly,
okay.
Remember the movie Jason's lyric?
Mm-hmm.
You will know. You will know.
Yeah.
He wrote that. Where all the black men is in the video. Tevin Campbell, you know what I mean? All of them. And the ones that didn't fare out so well, they got some cases on them at this point. But all Gerald Levert, everybody is in that video. He wrote that.
Wow.
That is a beautiful song.
Rest in heaven, D'Angelo. Okay, let us close it out. We're going to go into some closing notes. See, you're not in here when I did it. Girl, what's the clapping about? You're not in here because I was over here by myself, struggling to do this without you last week. Okay. Closing notes. See, what do you have about
closing notes?
Where are you at
for
this week? Yep. This
week.
Mm-hmm.
I'll explain this in another episode, but if you decide to take your ass out of town and spend your good earned money, okay?
Wow.
And use your limited PTO. Jesus. Make sure you're going out of town with people that you actually like and like you. Seems like a no-brainer. Seems like common sense. But I'm just going to put that out there, okay? Go to God with it first before you book the flight. I'm going to leave that where it's at. We'll talk about it later. Another note, I'm going to talk to Saweetie first. Saweetie. When you out here, everybody, like, if we all want to be honest, a good 95% of the people that are over the age of 40 has done some dirt in their lives that they got secrets and skeletons in the closet, and that's their business. Okay? If you are going to do dirt, make sure the people you doing the dirt with, if you are doing it, okay, is an actual friend and not a foe. Like, keep it close to the chest. Like, there's no reason for this woman to be out here speaking on your name. You figure out a way to check it and check it quickly. As it relates to Brandy and Monica, what's going to be a legendary tour when it's all said and done. No one will be talking about Brandy running off stage.
I'm gonna be talking about it.
Aside from Tail. Take off all them layers of clothes. That's all I'm going to tell you. Now is not the time. You are not at the right age to be in the many layers. Take them clothes off, okay? And if y'all need to sit down at the beginning of the show, I haven't seen the show yet. If you need to sit down at the beginning of the show and sing a couple ballads and bob and weave your way in, if you can't be up there jumping around all day. That's okay. We not mad. We just happy y'all together because y'all didn't listen to us for 27 years. So we just happy y'all together. Just bob and weave, take some layers off and sing a little ballad on a little seat, okay? We still go see Mariah. Mariah ain't gave us a 1-2 step in like forever. But everybody's going to her Christmas show. So just take it easy. Okay, as it relates to my fellow Americans that was in the streets, I missed my dinner reservation on Saturday. I don't mean no harm. And I don't feel bad about not being there because I put in 4 years of my life trying to help save this country. Real work, crying in front of a computer, trying to save y'all from yourselves. So I'm feeling no ways tired about not being out there. But I'm going to need for my fellow Americans to tap in for real and not just tap in the blue and red fight. Tap into policy and what that means for your county, your state, your city, your little your aldermen. What does that mean at every level? Not this superficial, I'm just on social media, I'm just taking pics at the protest sort of deal. I really want there to be real tap into this and not this I'm outraged because somebody said something sort of deal. Because this is why we are where we are, because it goes so much deeper than that. So I think those are my closing notes. I ain't got too many today because it's been a week and I need a nap. What you got?
That was a lot, friend.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a little, but okay.
No,
I do need a nap, so I don't know.
People needed that. All right, so my closing notes. I'm gonna start here. Listen, I grow weary. I grow tired of having to tell y'all the same thing over and over again, but you don't listen. Okay, so here, let me show you again. Let me show you again. All right, y'all voted for this. Okay, let's get into it.
Are made up of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals. That the Democrat Party's main constituency are made up of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals.
Okay, that is who y'all put into office. Democratic constituents, you, me, anybody that's not Republican, we are not part of Hamas. That's how that works. The press secretary just told us that we are now a part of Hamas terrorist group. Huh? Is it clicking yet? Is it clicking? No. Okay, let's give you a little bit more. What was this? What was this? Young Republicans racist chat exposed. Everyone that votes no is going to the gas chamber. Great. I love Hitler. I'm ready to watch people burn now. I go to the zoo if I wanted to watch monkey play ball. Huh? What? Everyone that endorsed us, but then votes for us is going to the gas chamber. Like, they love the watermelon people. I get on this show and I try to say it nice for the people. I really do. But I don't think being nice is helping y'all in the least. So I just want to be as clear as I possibly can. Season 2025 of the United States of America, this reality show trash that we live in of a country, is the way it is because y'all are racist. Y'all are racist. Y'all are racist. That's it. We don't got common sense gun laws because what? Y'all racist. We don't got universal health care because what? Y'all racist. I just found out that the reason why we got paramedics is because y'all didn't even want Black people to be able to go to the hospital back in the day. So we had to create a way for medical professionals to come to our homes and provide us with emergency care. And that's why everybody got high-ass paramedic ambulance bills now, because y'all are racist. Okay? White supremacy hurts everybody. Say it with me. White supremacy hurts everybody. T said it earlier. In 12 years, we're going to be in the same place over again. Yes. If y'all don't stop being racist. Y'all are so willing to bite off your nose to spite your face and make sure that we don't have whatever you think we got, that you stop yourself in the progress of this country so that y'all can stay fucking racist. Are you not tired yet? Huh? They are cutting off welfare next month. They are cutting off the food stamps. Who's the biggest recipient of the food stamps, people? If you think that my Black family not gonna have the macaroni and cheese and the greens and the candy yams and the turkey when we are, wake it up. Stop being racist. Do y'all not watch Star Wars? I heard y'all watch Star Wars. Okay? Y'all are the Darth Siths of the story. I don't know what you all are, the White Walkers. You got the White King in the Night King in the highest office of the fucking presidency in the land. Huh? You don't want nice things. I just feel like we could have been, as a people, on our more so
could have been great.
We could be flying through the air with our bodies, communicating with the aliens, just living an intergalactic life. Now I'm trapped on Earth with y'all, trying to learn the same lessons that they was trying to teach y'all in this Bible 2,000 years ago. Just the same tired storyline. Are we not tired? Are your feet not weary? That's it. T, where can they find you?
You can find me at T_Shantae. Pretty much on all platforms. I might be there. Where can they find you, Tail?
Why don't you know? Everybody can find me at Chantel Siobhan. All right. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you for watching. Brandy, Monica, please invite me to another show. I need the last 30 minutes, and I ain't got it. I gave all I could give for that show. So we look forward to seeing y'all next week. Bye, y'all. Girl, where are you at? There you go.